Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European crossover webinar. And sorry for the delay. My alarm did not even go off, but having to wake up and just jumped out. Jumped out. But apologies there. But let's go on and get started here with the webinar, and let's go and get the bias chart ready. There we go. And we do have a very big day today. We do have Bank of Canada as well as Fed Chair Jerome Powell with what used to be referred to as a Humphrey Hawkins testimony. And then we do have some Fed speakers later on, but obviously a pretty big day today to go and start with. And obviously to start with, we'll obviously have the Canadian dollar right there in the front seat. And just as soon as that's being released, and Powell sitting down and starting with his testimony. So let's go on and get started here. Obviously, we had a pretty good mover yesterday. If you saw us during the FX Daily Wrap-Up, this was actually happening just shortly before, and then we actually covered it live, where the Mexican finance chairman had gone and posted his resignation on Twitter, and certainly had a good little run up here in the peso, and then we paired back and we're kind of sitting here, but we'll go on and take a look at that. For starters, though, let's go on and get into the euro. We've seen this kind of pick up a little bit here, and when you look at it, well, there's still this potential to go and drop down to 1180, and we could actually certainly do that even during Powell's testimony. So for right now, that no changes here. Let's put this down here at 1180. Looks like it did not save, even though we had this here, it did not save those levels from previous from our previous postings. And looking up on the upside, well, the key resistance is going to be right here at 1262. If we make that move here, and but I know we did not have this. This is from the previous day, even though it did not save it. Let's go and move this out here. And let's go and just take a look, real quick look on the 2-hour chart. But the key is going to be that 1262, and obviously 1285 is huge. We had that mark before, but it's going to be, like I said, as much pressure as the euro's under, and it's held just above this 112. But it's open for a move down here to this 1180, and certainly depending on how the testimony goes, we could still even press even a bit lower here. But it's going to be 1180, and then obviously 1262 on the upper side. With that, let's go and move into the cable. Well, we had this level here. Remember the 127% extension. And we're going to go and stay with that. And let's get a little bit closer because I remember we had marked up for 1229. Let's go 12. Just call it just 2430. And that's going to be the resistance right there, 2528. Still quite a ways above there, but I don't want to put it that close here, which is only 2501. It's only be 32 pips, but it'll be 2528. And moving in here to the Aussie dollar, we've even gone past the 69.44. And remember, we marked it to start of the week. We've instead we can give lows 69 and a quarter, and we've even gone just right there. You can see here, there's 69.25 right there, and we've even gone beyond here, the 69.25. And let's see, come in right there. Yeah, that's 69.24. We've dipped below that. If we look here, right there, at 69.12. It's actually where they dripped down here. Not that we couldn't move a little bit lower, but let's go with their 69.12 on this. And on the upside, they have really pushed this a good little move. Look at that. I don't want to move it that close. We'll go right here, just as right here, 69.73. it's still gonna be able to hold this bullish bias as long as we don't close beyond here. So we're gonna go and keep with the bullish bias here. It actually still even remains around the EMAs, but as long as we hold above this 12, we'll keep that as remaining the bullish. And let's go and move into the Kiwi. Nice little rebound in here. Hang on. Right there. You can see the little touches coming across in here. It's going to be 65.74, 65.74, and certainly we're showing in here almost a bit of a little hammer here, but we'll go with 65.74 on the bias chart support. Let's take a look on the upside. Boy, that's a nice strong little hammer here. It's going to be right there, 66.46. And let's go and move into the dollar CAD. Obviously, Bank of Canada today. It's going to allow for this to be a good little mover. We had the bias chart. I know we had it here yesterday because I posted here in the room. We were posting up here against 31.41. And let's go and take a look at it here on the daily. It's going to come in right there if we're to press beyond this. But you're going to be right there, 31.91. This is a huge area here, but I'm saying is if we can press beyond that, it'll be looking for 31.91. Still obviously remains bearish. And on the downside, have to be looking against it here once again. Here it is 30.43, but let's look on a 2-hour chart. Right here, it's going to be 30.55. They'll call it 30.54. Now, we saw quite the run here in the peso with the Mexican finance minister post his resignation on Twitter. We still closed below this 1923.6. We talked about that. We actually jumped up here and actually jumped up right up in here to this, making it up really up to 35, but it was at 1932 that was the key level here. And we got up to actually right here at 35, what, 55? We'll take a little bit closer look on the 2 hour. Look at that run. Boy, what the heck move was that? You see what I'm saying? But the key was, like I said, we got up here and pushed beyond this 1923.6, but we certainly weren't able to hold above it. Okay. And this is still going to be resistance, a key daily resistance. But let's look on the 2 hour chart. And on the run back, 1925.5 was the 38%. Here's the 23.6 here, just about here on the 2 hour. Until we take it out, it's going to be 1923.6. We have to take that out. Beyond that, we have 28, but we're going to go with 1923.6. On the downside, 1910.1. 1910.1. We're still going to keep this bearish. For one thing, it's still bearish on the EMAs, but also it's below this 1923.6. So we're going to actually have to get above this to change the bias from this bearishness, but it still remains bearish. With this, let's go and move into the cash dollar index. Well, to start out the week, I didn't think we'd push to a brand new leg, but I tell you what, you got to give the dollar props because, like I said, I didn't think we'd push to a new leg, but at the same token, I thought we'd pare back a little bit. Not a whole lot, but we'd pare back a little bit closer in here, maybe like a dip down to about, probably like around 97 single digits, okay? Well, we may not have broken to a new upper price here, but we certainly have held this bid up very, very well. This is a key level here, this 60, but in some ways, I don't think we'll have the final answers until we get to the end of the week when we get past CPI and PPI. We'll just go right here with 97.63, which is just above this line, but right there, 97.63. Let's take a look here on the 2 hour. this is a good resistance area too. The 69 here, I just don't know if they're going to push this much further. Let's deal with the 69 because, like I said, depending on what Powell's testimony is, I think he's going to leave the door open for them to cut. I think he'll initially start the talk stating about, what their how the employment's holding up, and I guess certain phases of the economy, although we've seen very weak economic data overall, with the exception of certainly employment. So let's go with this 97.69 to kind of like as a stretch on the upside. Not a big stretch, but certainly where they can push up to. And on the downside, let's just go with 97.19. 97.19. And we almost missed it all again. Let's get to that. Well, we've talked about this, and we said that after coming down here and reaching this level here, the market kind of meandered, and certainly the doors open for them. We talked about to challenge this bias pivot, 927. We had the 908 standing in front of it, but 927 is where the doors open to. So that's what we're going to go with, the 927. This is where the market can stretch up to. There's even a move up here. We mentioned it yesterday, even up to 960 if you look right there. But let's go with 927. Support right now is going to be there at 850. Let's call it. Actually, right there. It's called 852 for now. 852. And with that, we'll go and move into the cross rates. Same thing we saw here with the Kiwi. We're seeing a nice little hammer bottom right here. Let's go and take a look at it here on the 2-hour chart. Boy, is that a good strong hammer. Right there, we'll go with 71.59. There we go. On the upside, it's going to be the 72 cents right now. We'll actually put it just a hair above, right? 72.04. 72.04. Still has that daily bias here. Let's go and go with the euro yen. I think we can push that up to right here. 22.37. Downside support here at 21.87. We have to move that up just a high. 21.91. 21.91. Slowly trying to pick itself up a little bit further here on the euro odd. Let's go on and take a look on the 2-hour chart. We just about made it right here to the 50%. So there you go, 62.37 on that 50%. Support comes in right there, 61.51. And let's go into the euro QE. came right up here to the 50%, 70.53. With support coming in right here, it's 69.46. I should just put that just a hair lower here, right there. 69.36. Aussie yen still it remains relatively quiet overall. We're going to go in and have the resistance right there at 75.73. On the downside, we're looking right there. 75.21. Man, let's take a look here. We are going to move it back to this level right here, that key level, 75.09. 75.09. And let's go move into the guppy. Well, we're going to contain or maintain, I should say, which is 35.47 on the lower end. And on the upside, right there, 36.22. Right there's going to be support, which is going to be 79. Should move it right there. 79.59. Right there, 80.63, 80.63. Let's go and move back into the main chart. The euro's picking up a little bit here. One point I do want to or look at, and this has been the big driver on the way down. PM89 just noted that here. Look at the buns. Look at this pretty big, decent fall here in the buns. Obviously, a move higher in rates. This is what drove the euro lower. Okay, I mean, when the euro was holding up relatively okay, even though when the euro was working lower, and I'm talking about the beginning of last week. Okay, I'm actually talking about Monday of last week. This is the move into new highs, which obviously newer lows, all-time lows, and Bund rates is what pushed the euro lower. It was the shift here and the dramatic move here in Bund rates, and you can see we've really come off quite a bit here. But it's just something that hasn't completely come way out of bed. I mean, we'd have to come even further, probably down in here. But that's just something just going to keep an eye on here, in light of the euro hanging near these lows. And here's a bonus chart. I'll go and get that posted. And thanks for joining us here on the European crossover webinar. As I mentioned today, we have Fed Powell's testimony as well as Bank of Canada. Do have some Fed speak tomorrow is really where we see quite a few Fed speakers tomorrow. No, obviously, then we wrap up the week with the inflation data. So, but thank you very much for joining us here on the European crossover webinar.